almost the whole day, like it's been like 12, 13 hours and they haven't responded, and then I see that their snap score went up, I'll be like, huh, like, why haven't you just responded to a message? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll like be like, they're probably busy or whatever, and I'll probably send them another message. But I'll still keep track of that snap score. It really depends who it is too, because some people I don't really care. But if it's someone I'm really into, and like it seems like we're going into the right direction, and they're just not responding, then I'll do that.
I've done it like late in the at night, because like I don't do it like in the morning, because I'm like, okay, whatever. Like they're talking to other people, but at night you can see, because like they're not talking to anybody, and it's like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're just like looking at it, and it goes up at like 2, and I'm like, you didn't answer my snap, but you answered the other person. So who are you talking to?
Yeah, I could see their score going up. At first, I thought they died or they did run away from home. So I thought they just weren't on their phone, but the score was going up. So I did look at that, and I had a lot of my exes look at my snap score, even though I wasn't responding and I didn't want to at the time. And they were saying, well, it's going up by 10 or something. And I'm like, damn, okay.
Actually, I feel for myself personally, I feel there's more pressure to be monogamous actually, because I feel like many people think that being open is a lot more of the norm, but what I've encountered is that people want to be more monogamous, maybe because people think that being more open is more common. That might be it. Personally myself, like I've tried being monogamous before. It doesn't work out for me. I just feel like I just like experiencing things, and I just love meeting new people. So I will tell them like, hey, like, are you open to this? And they're just like, no, I don't want that. Like, we're just fine, which is perfectly fine. Or there's some guys that say they're okay with it, and then they're not. Like you can see in their face. Like you can see like the way they behave, the way they accept it. It's just their mouth says one thing, but their body says another.
I don't really care if like they are out there doing stuff with other people. That's not really like, I don't care. That's their lives. I'm doing my life. Especially since that gives me like freedom to like sort of explore things that I want that I can't have with them. As long as I feel like I can rely on like my partner, that's basically all I care about. So
I really believe that you should be 100% honest with your partner, even if you want to cheat. That's like the main reason like why people cheat and stuff doesn't work out, because they're too scared to say, well, I'm interested in someone else, can I be with that person, like, or like sexually or whatever for the time being. So I just feel like if you're open and saying, I just want to venture out for a little bit, you shouldn't have to go through anyone's phone.
I guess the way I approach it, I'm very open to like the possibilities. So I'm just like, okay, you want to be on Grindr? Okay, then let's talk about it. Like, do you want to be open, or like, what do you want? Like, I'm not just gonna leave you for that. That's not the type of person that I am.
A lot of like DC, like Arlington, like those type of gays are like, yeah, I'm in an open relationship. Like I always wanted an open relationship, and I'm like, damn, is everyone in an open relationship now? Like, what is going on? How am I gonna get a boyfriend if I can't like be open?
I'm team monogamous. I've been in an open relationship before, and I got left for a 68-year-old millionaire.
Have you ever met like a gay couple that's monogamous? That's still together.
I know, I'm like trying to think. I have, but like they're like sneaky. Like sometimes they'll be like talking to other guys, like on the down low. Do I think top scarcity is real? Yeah, kinda. I feel like there are tops out there, but it's not, they're just like not what I'm attracted to. Like there's definitely a lot. Like if you go on Grindr or something, you can find a top like right next door or like someone down the street. But just because they're like close to you doesn't mean that like you want to be with them, you know, like you're not attracted to everybody.
I think there's an abundance of both, honestly. It just really depends on like our types. So like some people are looking for like taller people or like certain fit or whatever, and then because I always get messaged by like tops all the time and like bottoms as well, but they're just not my type, and I just have to So I'll let you know I'm not interested.
You still have a dick, so I mean, you can still be a top miraculously.
I'm in a group with literally all bottoms. So like I have 15 friends we're in a gay group and they're all bottoms.
There's definitely a whole bubble of bottoms here. Like, if you name any bottom, I'll like be like, oh, I know them. That's my friend. Like, I went to high school with them or something like that. But like, there's so many bottoms here. But if you look at DC, that's like where like all the tops are. But they all kind of like just hang out with themselves. And also like the DC guys are like very toxic, like in their own way. Like I don't know how to really explain it. But like I feel like I've talked to so many like NoVA people who are like, the DC gays are a little different. They're their own. And then if you go like more south, it's like the DLs, or it's like, I don't know, like the weird ones. I don't know, like people that just don't know how to talk, I guess.
Like, what is gay death, I guess, for a straight audience?
Gay death is basically, you get to a certain point where you're too old and people just like, oh, they only want to either fuck you and that's it, just for their daddy fetish, going back to like the labels and the fetishes. But once you get above a certain age and you don't look a certain way, it's like you're just like the banana bread in the back of a donut shop, because they're there for donuts, not for banana bread. It's a weird fucking analogy, but that's how it is. You're not there for banana bread, you're there for donuts.
Some guys like to fetishize like the daddy son sort of thing because I look young, and then like they see me as like a twink, whatever. I personally don't like being called son, and I don't like that daddy son role play interaction. So I'll let them know like, hey, like I'm interested in you, but like I'm not into that. Like, are you willing to not call me that and we can meet up, or is that a deal breaker? It's really just about communication at that point. So
Twinks. Absolutely. For both tops and bottoms, believe it or not. I've seen a lot of tops chasing twinks.
70 to 85% are looking for like the 18-year-old twink, or the bubble butt, innocent looking bottom, or so it's just it's sad, but like that is what it is on Grindr, sadly, a lot of times.
I think that's the most idealized, the most pursued, if I had to guess.
A twink is a young-looking, thin man, cis or trans, who is kind of has very little to no body hair and kind of lowish body fat. Usually not very muscular. That's kind of generally what I think of when I think of a twink.
Do you feel like with bottoms especially, like some of them are scared that they have to fit into the weight size of like a twink, and they're scared they're gonna age out of that?
Yeah, I've seen that among a lot of bottoms that I know. Some of them, when they are, some bottoms in their early 20s, they will definitely be watching their weight way more, sometimes in a healthy way, sometimes in a way that's not so healthy, where if they gain a pound, they freak out a little bit. Or, the idea that, 30 is approaching, and, eventually you're going to get older and it's going to be tougher to maintain that specific body type. It definitely creates some sort of fear in them, like you said, from what I've seen.
And then somebody else said that their ideal boyfriend is a normcore boyfriend that doesn't have a Snapchat, doesn't have a Grindr.
Normcore.
And he's like monogamous, and he doesn't have gay friends, and maybe he went like clubbing in his early 20s and it's out of his system, and he's not a city guy, he's more suburban. Do you think that's possible in 2023?
That's a very specific type. That's very specific. It's probably going to be tough to find. Everyone's usually doing one of those things. Everyone's usually, either on social media, or has gay friends, or likes going clubbing, or is a city guy. Like, that's, I think, narrowing the window a lot. Not to say that it's impossible, but it's definitely a tough sell. That's for sure. especially in 2023.